Hi.
Hey, this is NFTeve. I'm here with Arabella Proffer and her cat. How are you doing today?
Hi. Hi there.
She is a traditional artist turned NFT artist, and she has a lot to say. So we're going to do 2 interviews. But for this one, I really just want to talk about your traditional art, your sort of before NFT situation, and then we'll see a little bit of the NFTs too.
Okay.
So how did you get into art? What's your art background?
So it was kind of decided for my family when I was 2 that I was going to be an artist.
Wow.
I drew a picture of an eye and I put a landscape in the iris, and like they were like, she's a surrealist, she's a genius. And then it just kind of like that was it. That's what I was going to do, or become like some kind of museum curator or something like that. My family were academics, and they're all writers. And so for me to become like something like an accountant, it was like their worst nightmare. Not being a stripper accountant. So, I was like doing classes outside of school and showing in exhibitions when I was a child. And then when I was, so I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And then when I was 16, I moved to Laguna Beach, which was a weird change because at that point I was like all punk rock, and escaped to Los Angeles every chance that I got because I was stuck in Orange County and everything was pastel and just like surfers. And our high school mascot we were the Laguna Beach artists. And the helmet on the football players, like it had the paintbrush with the palette. It was like everyone else is like the dolphins, the tigers. And it's like, ooh, the artists, like, because Laguna it still is like kind of like a tacky art town, like a lot of sailboats. Wyland is based there, a lot of Thomas Kincaid kind of stuff.
I haven't heard that name in so long. That guy.
Yeah, and
blood.
Yeah, I always say you can kind of learn a lot from bad artists as well as good artists.
He's the best art marketer of that century, or whatever.
And he was making videos, like promo videos, like get a new Kincaid for your birthday every year. And like I've known like distant relatives who've gotten like a new Kincaid every anniversary.
Oh my God.
So Laguna was very much like that. And when I was in high school, I was doing a lot of nudes and a lot of like naked punk rock chicks and stuff. And I got censored. Like they would cover up the boobs with like a piece of toilet paper or something while it's hanging.
Oh my God.
It was ridiculous. So my first forays into the gallery world were getting censored. So that was like my first impression of like, ew.
Do you have any like of your old works that you want to show on the screen share?
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm thinking that your parents must have kept the eyeball with the landscape in it, right?
Yes. I don't know where it is, but I know my mom has it.
We're good. But maybe like just see a few. Wow, so amazing.
Yeah, so I do a lot of, so these are oil paintings.
Wow.
And these are pretty small. They're all 8 by 10.
Is there any way to click on that and maximize the image?
It is, that's about as big as it's getting. Yeah.
Okay.
That one's a little bigger.
Wow, beautiful. That is so beautiful. Wow, these are oil paintings. It's amazing because they actually look like digital painting.
Well, and that's the interesting thing is I'm getting mistaken for, my digital work is now getting mistaken for oil painting.
Right. Yeah, I remember. Oh, that is just beautiful. That is beautiful. That blue hair.
But so I decided I was going to go into animation. And so I went to California Institute of the Arts. I was actually more interested in being a filmmaker than I was in being an artist. And then I, interned and did some stuff at production companies. And then I tried taking the test for The Simpsons, which I failed miserably. And I tried taking a test with Disney, which I also failed miserably. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm not that great at animating, so maybe I'll just stick with art. And also at CalArts, when you got there, if you were in the art department, you got a studio. but if you were in the animation department, all you got was a cubicle.
Oh,
So I was like, I'll stick with the art department and then just take all the animation classes. So
wow.
this is kind of where I mean, I've been doing this kind of work since I was 16, just like I really like just punks as aristocrats, because frankly, hair dye and tattoos and spike collars cost money.
I know. I would be tattooed all over if I wasn't so broke when I was in Santa Cruz and New York City. Wow, that's so beautiful.
And
So
so I went to Cal Arts
love it.
and
Oh, so beautiful.
I ended up getting a job at Herbert Palmer Gallery in Los Angeles, which at the time he was already in his 90s when I went to work for him. And he was like the best art history class because he had everything. Like he had Robert Longo's, he had Albrecht Dürer, he had Dale Good, he had Willie Mulliken, he had Edward Weston photos. I mean, this guy had Larionov, which I'd never seen in the US. It's a Russian artist, and most Russians know who that is, but like it's very rare to find an American who deals Larionov. So I worked for him for a while, and in the meantime, I had also started a record label with my husband. But so I've been, just showing in galleries really, since I was 13.
Wow, your work is mind-blowing. I mean, it's so beautiful. And
so this series is actually part of a book. It's on Amazon, and it's called The National Portrait Gallery of Casa.
wow.
But if you look up my my name on Amazon.
Yeah, we're gonna have all of her links below, and please smash the like, subscribe, and comment. Oh my God, your painting is so amazing. Wow. So this is before NFTs even existed that you were doing these.
Oh yeah. And these all have biographies. So if you get the book,
wow.
I mean, I think, well, actually the biographies are on here too. Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I'm gonna get your book, and then next year at NYC NFT get you to sign it. Like, this is beautiful. Look at that. And it's so amazing your work, because this is like, like so many artists, you're a futurist, you're a visionary, you're singing to the future 100%, because this style right now, it's almost like a little bit like World of Women, but also this Renaissance / modern, interface is like really kind of a thing. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. Whoa.
And what's funny is because like when I was doing this style of art at art school, they hated it. They were like, why are you doing this? Figurative painting is dead. Go do some installation art, go do some video art. And like this style was just not in. Like it was about, if you weren't doing abstract expressionism, you were doing installation art. And because it was before John Curran got popular, and I kind of credit him with the wave. I mean, the fact that figurative art is like the biggest selling thing right now in the art world is just funny to me, because I was told never do it, like don't do that ever when I was in art school. And now it's the opposite.
Oh, I know, amazing. This is just beautiful.
And this is tiny. This is like an 8x10. So like this lace, I went cross-eyed.
Wow, so they're almost like miniatures.
They kind of are, yeah. So for this to be kind of like, I guess I kept going because I discovered Juxtapose magazine and the whole pop surrealist movement. And I was like, oh, I guess that's what I am. And then became friends with a bunch of people at Art Center College of Design. And then there were galleries popping up around Southern California that did show this kind of art as like fine art and not the dreaded word illustration, because that was like, oh, you can't show that, that's illustration.
I know all these people who are illustrating and not being fine artists, like they're the ones, that's everybody sitting pretty now, people who do graphic arts, 3D modeling, all this stuff. Wow, that is just beautiful. I mean, that's just.
Then we go, I only started doing digital art in March of this year.
Whoa.
So this was one of my first ones.
Gosh, that is just beautiful. And it's so amazing. I mean, it looks exactly like your painting.
And that's the thing. I was like, oh, I don't know if I should get a tablet Procreate or whatever, but I guess once you've been an oil painter, you can pick it up pretty quick. Because I've had a few other oil painter friends who were sort of like me. We were Luddites. We were like, no, oil paint forever because you're always learning. And then it's like, oh, but this doesn't require cleanup, and it's so easy. And ooh, I can do it anywhere. This is amazing. So I guess once you're an oil painter, the Procreate or any of those programs, you can pick it up pretty fast.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I know. I actually kind of went back to like physical painting recently just because, of money or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't like it as like I totally, once you switch over and you're an NFT person, it's like, yeah, I mean, physical painting's okay, I guess. I don't know. It's like so much harder and more cumbersome and dirtier and takes up your living room, stuff like that. Gosh.
Oh gosh, yeah. So like, let's see, my larger ones. So I also do abstracts. Let's see here. And I do have some of these as NFTs. Actually, my first collection, my Genesis collection on OpenSea was from this series. So there's one of them. Like this
So
one's
everybody follow her on Twitter, but also check out all of her other links. But because you have all of your links also in Twitter. Oh, that was just beautiful.
So this is a 30 by 30 inch oil painting. And on OpenSea, this is a 12 by 12. On OpenSea with my Genesis collection, which is called the Ornate Acids, you get an actual like physical piece of art when you buy the NFT, which is why the price is higher. So you get a 5 by 5 colored pencil drawing that's matted, ready to frame. These are really tiny. That's like a 5 by 5 oil painting.
It's so much easier, right, on the iPad because you can blow it up, and make your small stuff. You don't have to. Wow, it's so amazing your work, and it really is almost indistinguishable. Your digital and your. Oh, this is still physical, or these are.
This is physical, yeah.
So.
And this is an NFT as well. I mean, it's an oil painting, but it's an NFT that's on OpenSea.
This is amazing. So we're gonna go to part 2 of your story. Like, this work is so beautiful. I don't even know what to say. It's just beautiful. Like,
oh, thank you.
What would you say? I love this too. It looks sort of like your self-portrait. Is that your self-portrait?
Yeah, that's she sold I think this was the first thing I sold off Foundation, actually.
Yeah, matches your walls.
Wow. This one is going to be minted at some point soon. I've been saving her.
Beautiful. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hand.
It's called Don't Break a Nail.
Oh, that's lovely. Or floating pink. That is just beautiful. Oh my God.
And then I got this crazy version, which is going to be an NFT.
Wow.
This fall as well.
So how did you get into NFTs?
So I got into them because a friend of mine he was on an assignment as a project manager for a new marketplace that Consensus was putting out. And they were looking people to test and just like give feedback at how to build it, all this stuff. And I was like, well, I don't know anything about NFTs. And I was in the middle of going through chemo and radiation because I had been diagnosed with terminal cancer in June of 2020. So right in the middle of the pandemic.
Wow.
And I kind of was like, do I have to do anything? And he's like, you just have to show up for some Zoom meetings and just give feedback. I'm like, okay, fine. Well, I guess I better make some NFTs to see what this is like, to know what I'm talking about, at least a little bit. And I had done testing for Sotheby's like way back in 1999 when they were first launching online. And I'd also done testing for Unity. so I'd done testing and, was just treating it as another job. But once I got to reading more about it and like just kind of went all in, I was like, wow, this is a really good way to preserve my digital legacy and a possibility for my husband to continue to earn off my work after I'm gone. Because when I was first diagnosed, all of my paintings sold. My entire inventory got gutted.
Yeah, because
And
you're in scarcity.
yeah, it's a little bullish, but understandable, And so now I work only on commission base.
Wow.
So it was just like, a good way to like, because people don't think about their digital legacy, they don't think about stuff hanging around for a long time. And I have it in my will that all of my social media gets deleted except for my website. I want that in perpetuity, and my NFTs, they stay in perpetuity. And so, yeah, I was just like, oh, this is a great way for my husband to like be all and gone and just like catalog everything. Because I was also, going through what a lot of artists don't realize that, things they need to do, like finding who owns what is at what galleries still, how much something is worth, like I've seen artists die suddenly and they had no will, and like people fight over their stuff. Like, you think your friends and family won't fight? They will. So get everything in writing and make sure you have someone who can access your crypto if something happens to you.
I know. I don't have
do not think about this, and it can happen. So
it does happen. It does happen. Let me hit the I don't know if you can stop sharing your screen.
Oh yeah, here.
There.
I am. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
There.
Yeah, that's how I got into it. It was just also I was a really big Luddite. Like, I didn't get an iPhone until 2014. Like, my mom had to show me how to use it, all this stuff. And so even though I was diagnosed with like, at first they told me I had 2 months to live. And
whoa,
that's not been the case, luckily.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're here so I can talk to you about your art. I mean, I feel like so enriched just seeing your art.
Thank you. And yeah, so I just I decided I'm going to be the opposite of a Luddite and like go full on futurist. So I am actually putting together an all women NFT show here in Cleveland that's going to open November 4th. And we have a few sponsors, and the Ohio Arts Council gave us some money for that. And education is a big component of it. So we have a zine that's like actionable steps for creators to get into NFTs, like not just a bunch of like, what would I call it? Just like platitudes, like no, these are the actionable steps. This is what I learned. Like, these are the things to watch out for. So we're going to distribute that through the city, and then try to get people signed up at the art opening as well. We're going to do like a proof of attendance protocol, so that maybe someone, if they are kind of weird about it, like they can just provide an email and they'll get a free NFT. So not decentralized completely, but it gets people to cross that line, because I meet so much resistance from people when it comes to NFTs. It's kind of kooky.
That's what everybody's saying now. It's like, the resistance it's kind of worse now than ever, even because before just people didn't know anything about it, but now people have negative opinions.
Well, because everything on the news is like Justin Bieber bought this dumb ape for $1 billion. This teenager made $1 million with a false keystroke, and this guy got his ape stolen. Like, that's all people really know.
Yeah.
So like the zine that we did, it's like, it's not a JPEG. It can do things. It is, because I tell people it's not the art, it's an agreement about the art. And so if you think about it, like I try to tell people, it's like collecting 7-inch records, man. It's no different than like collectors in the music industry. So when people are like, oh, you're just buying a JPEG, I'm like, no, it's actually like access to certain things. And it's like a club card membership in a lot of instances. Yeah.
I'm actually, besides, I have many hats, and one of my hats is NFT belly dancer. So sometimes while I'm belly dancing, I go, oh, and like explain, what is a JPEG and why is it good? But actually those videos, those TikToks that I post, they hardly get any views. I feel like I don't know why, but
It will eventually.
well, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the algorithm or what, but
Yeah, I'm just trying to get as many people in the space just because there are so few of us, because we are nerds.
yes.
And I think people forget that, like, dude, this is like a niche thing for nerds. And it's like, we have to kind of be like, no, it does all this for you. And I think just, yeah, people can't get around the crypto. So to that, with with the show that I was doing, I applied for so many grants to get this show going. And they all said, we love the budget, we love the timeline, we love the art. Oh, aren't NFTs a scam? And they just could not like get over the NFT part. Like they thought that it was promoting risky investing, all this shit. And so I changed the language of my grant. All I did was change anywhere it said NFT to digital art.
Yeah,
And then I got,
everybody's doing
yeah. So it'll be a while for people to catch on, but I think it'll happen in ways where they don't realize that they're on the blockchain, maybe, or like they don't realize they're on Web3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, digital art, contemporary artists. Totally.
But I love collecting on Tezos in particular. I collect a lot of motion graphics and animation. And a few weeks ago, we finally mounted our Samsung monitor because we have like a gallery wall of like all the art that we collect. And so we put it like right in the middle, and I have a loop, like just playing. It's like a 40-minute loop of like everything that I've collected.
I'm gonna totally troll your wallet because I'm a huge Tez collector too. And I also
cool.
a lot of like futury digital. I like every art, but I really like that a lot because it's just so interesting and different. And you can get amazing art for like $2, like masterpiece of modern art,
And so I signed up for markcubanslazy.com because I was like, well, how do because at first I couldn't figure out how to display it. And he does not, that platform only is Solana and Ethereum. So I was like, well, I have a lot of Tez. But then I realized it could get hacked. So I just made a video on my computer of everything that I had, and then I uploaded it to YouTube because I couldn't figure out another way that wasn't like a service I was paying for or a service that looked like it had a lot of vulnerability. So
I'm gonna have to check this out. I mean, you're like total genius alpha. Like even just me like looking at your pinned tweet, I'm like, I told my whole group, I'm like, everybody, we need to make pinned tweets like this. And
well, and you know who taught me that was Marianne Chisholm. I joined her group, and like I never was doing pinned tweets like that, and they were like, no, this is how you should do it. So
yeah, it's like a link tree. So yeah, I'll have like Marianne's video too. She was I interviewed her when she was like brand new in NFTs before she blew up. She blew up fast because she has such a story.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I missed her talk at NFT NYC, but I'm really glad that when ArtNet or Art News did a review of it, they mentioned her as like one of the few good talks, like one of the few bright spots in the whole convention. So
yeah, she's all about the story and the personal. I think I want to end this video and to make another one.
Okay.
This one is perfectly 100% good in itself. And yeah, just to keep talking because we're getting like a shop talking, which is fine. I mean, I love shop talk, but also, were those mostly your NFTs, or do you have like a departure of more NFTs for the next video?
Let's see, what else do I got?
Well, let's just make like a little short video of more of your art. I mean, your art is exquisitely beautiful and your knowledge is amazing. And
okay, so some of these are oil paintings that ended up becoming NFTs. Why is it not showing?
All right. Well, let's like,
Oh, there it is. Okay.
let everybody like, all right, we're going to look at these
Okay.
and we'll just talk about you and, you know, everything you're thinking, what's on your mind. And yeah, so everybody smash the like, subscribe, check out her thing. And I just like to do another, because sometimes if people see like a huge long video, they're like, oh my God, I can't, you know, so it's just for that. All right, so thank you so much. Everybody watch the next video. It's going to be awesome too. Amazing, amazing work. Like, I'm so blown away.